Originally released for the Xbox 360 on November the 20th, 2007, many players may have faced some skepticism at yet another science fiction-based game for Microsoft's increasingly popular platform. Having already established both the Halo and Gears of War franchises as large draws for their players, the prospect of a science fiction-based role-playing game from a largely unknown small development company called BioWare may have appeared to be just too much of a risk to take. Especially when looking across to the Xbox 360's main competitor, Sony's PlayStation 3, which had a catalogue of diverse exclusives in many different game genres. Mass Effect, though, exemplifies that you only ever get the exceptional by taking huge risks. Not only would Mass Effect more than capture the imagination of players acquainted with both Halo and Gears of War, it would for a very large number of players on a diverse number of platforms surpass them to become the definitive science fiction genre game of the generation. Although Mass Effect was released on the PlayStation 3 2 years later, this reviewer only ever played Mass Effect 2 and 3 on that platform. The only experience of Mass Effect would come from the PC version, which looked dated, janky, and of course made even worse by the horror that is a keyboard and mouse. Over the last 2 years, we have all had an extremely rough time coping with COVID-19 and all the other problems that have arisen. Against this backdrop, fans of BioWare would see the self-implosion of Anthem, the failed live service Mass Effect-inspired project. Many felt that BioWare would be yet another victim of the changing times. Yet, rumours abound that BioWare was about to do a 180-degree turn on a franchise that many felt would be left in the past. This reviewer hoped, but felt that it probably wasn't going to happen. Then, last holiday season, gamers across the world saw hope return out of the darkness. The Mass Effect teaser trailer dropped, and I doubt many who viewed it that first time didn't have a smile, let alone a tear. There was more to come, though. The announcement from game director Casey Hudson of the Legendary Edition, the original trilogy with all of the downloadable content, not just remastered, but reworked. Of course, there was no doubt that this player was going to get the Legendary Edition. The chance to play all 3 games on the PlayStation 4 was just too enticing to miss. What, though, would be the impact of the tweaks they had made, especially in relation to Mass Effect? Could they really make that much of a difference to a game released in 2007? The Legendary Edition version of Mass Effect exceeds any possible expectations. The work gone into it is second to none. Much of it barely noticeable if you don't actually know what you're looking for. The effect, though, is to raise the quality of the game to just shy of Mass Effect 2's, which results in a very different transition from Mass Effect to its sequel. Although the shortest game in the trilogy, it contains many of the most involved and memorable main story missions. This is offset by some very minor mission structures on small semi-open world planet areas which, although don't really offer anything that memorable in terms of story, do give the players the sense of exploring the universe, as well as offering the chance to collect resources and gain experience. The gameplay has been improved, but unfortunately the cover-based system is an automatic system, as in Mass Effect Andromeda, rather than the button input system in the game's sequels. Combat is good enough. Completing the experience on the fabled Insanity mode is feasible enough, but certainly a challenge. All of the improvements then allow Mass Effect's main strength to shine even more: the story, characterization, and character-to-character dialogue, with BioWare's evolutionary Wheel of Choice dialogue options, a feature that would influence countless games afterwards. Underpinning the whole experience is the effortlessly brilliant, varied and beautiful tapestry of synth-based images that composer Jack Wall lavishly provides. Mass Effect Legendary Edition simultaneously remains faithful to the original version of the game, as well as ensuring that players will be able to enjoy the experience with last-gen, current gen and future generation platforms. Mass Effect is one of the greatest science fiction based video role-playing games ever made.